Happy Thursday, everybody. The Valley Season 2, Episode 8 has aired. We need to roast it and recap it as we do over here. So grab a beverage. Hopefully you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like, and let's get this party started.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian and pop culture vulture, sometimes Bravo superfan, Joleen Lunzer here for another breakdown of The Valley Season 2. Today, we're going to be talking about, let me make sure my sound, can you guys hear me okay? We're going to be talking about The Valley Season 2. I already said that. Episode 8, The Biggest Snake in the Grass. All right. So remember, I'm very opinionated. That doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion. You're welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can just respectfully agree to disagree, like the Zen creature herself, Tamra Judge, from The Real Housewives of Orange County, which I believe the trailer for that dropped today.
That's my opinion!
The new season trailer, I think, for Orange County. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it on Instagram that Shannon Bedore was saying that it was dropping today, or it did drop, or it will drop, or whatever. Okay. Now, everything I say today is true except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment or purposes only. So don't try to sue me.
Allegedly.
But just remember that you're going to have a good time because lots of people like me, even people you might not like, really enjoy me.
I heard actually mixed reviews on Joleen.
Oh, Joleen was excellent. What are they saying?
Jolene's excellent. What are they saying? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jess. Okay, you guys, I see you in the chat. Make sure you put all your hopes, thoughts, dreams, and opinions in the chat. And if you do want to support the channel further, you're always welcome to send a super chat while we're live here. I'll highlight your comment. You can send a super thanks after the video posts. Shout out to Kelly Sandyford. She sent me a super thanks on my latest, I think it was my latest Karen Reed retrial video. So thank you for that. Or you can become a member of the channel, where you get bonus content, access to the live members only streams. So those are fun. And then some emojis and stuff like that. Also Patreon, where you get bonus content as well, if one of my mods doesn't mind dropping the link for that. It's been a minute since I've been live, so I'm just feel a little rusty, you guys. But we're going to have fun. We're going to laugh. We take these shows as serious as you can take these shows. There are some serious issues in these shows, but we make fun of it. Mostly, and we're all very opinionated. So good to see you guys. It does, for some reason, it feels like Saturday because this week has already been so much. I feel like so many things have already happened. It's one of those weeks where so much happens in the beginning of the week. You have so many appointments and things, and then by Thursday you're like, this has got to be Saturday by now, right? This can't be. This can't be only Thursday, but it is. Hamburger Paces, are you watching Love Island? I intend to. I know there's like 2 episodes out and a new episode today. I saw a meme somebody shared on Instagram, and it was like me trying to juggle the Karen Reed trial, the Valley episodes, and Love Island premiering, and their head was just spinning because that is definitely how I feel when it comes to watching all the things I want to watch. Thank you, Red Wolf. I missed you guys. Stacey says 100 likes and I'll get Jax fired. Well, we have some breaking news over here. It's official, you guys. Jax Taylor has found my videos and he has officially blocked me. He's officially blocked me on all the socials. I don't know what took so long, honestly, because we know he's Mr. Block, which is crazy that he is so fragile, because there are so many women that are talked about on these Bravo shows and that we roast and recap who have never blocked me or other YouTube or content creators. But Jax has blocked me. So I'm sure it's only a matter of time before I'm getting mean messages from that psychopath. But yeah. What a loser. So celebrate good times. Come on, hit that like, share this stream out. Let's keep growing the channel so more people can hear how much Jax sucks balls. I mean, even Tom Sandoval and all Tom Sandoval's, a dickheadishness and all the times we've roasted him and criticized him on his bad behavior. He never blocked me. He never said shit. Jax needs to be fired. Yes, Zev. Nobody wants to watch you. You're an abusive asshole. You're not funny. You're not cool. You're a liar. You're a manipulator. Nobody likes you, sir. No, we don't need more Jax. We need less Jax. This show does not need Jax.
Dude, I caught you naked in the bed the day you went to fucking rehab.
What a loser. What a loser. And all the I think I looked for his because I was seeing, okay, so I remember because here his podcast was coming up. The you know how they have the little clips. Bravo creators were clipping his latest, I think, podcast episode, which I'll probably end up roasting and recapping because I know you guys wanted me to do that. But he's so boring. And so I'm like, oh, let me click on his podcast. And when I looked at his podcast Instagram account, it had like less than 5,000 followers. And we just saw him on the after show be like, oh yeah, my podcast is going to be really successful. It's really successful. And it's like, sir, you're on The Valley, one of the top shows on Bravo, and your podcast has 5,000. Little old me over here, have more followers on Instagram than your loser podcast nobody cares about. And so in that process, I was like, oh, did Jax get rid of his Instagram? Let me check what's going on his Instagram. And it didn't come up. So then I Googled it and then clicked on the link from Google to realize finally, I think I talked to Christina Coca about that a while back. And she's like, I can't believe you're not blocked by Jax. I'm like, me neither. I can't believe it. But now I have joined a group of elite, wonderful, talented people who are blocked by Jax. How do I get blocked by Jax? Anastasia, I think if you just say anything and he finds it that is not kissing his ass or believing his abuse and manipulation, he'll block you. Or you could just probably tag him on Instagram and say, Jax, please block me. And maybe he'll do it. Oh my gosh. It's a big rite of passage. I feel like this is a big special day. I was almost offended and pissed that I had not been blocked. I'm like, is he thinking that this channel or myself, or has he not seen that we don't like him? Come now. I mean, surely my videos and opinions are getting more views than your shitty podcast. So it's not like, you had to have seen this, right? But again, we'll get into this episode. I just feel like finally, it has happened to me right in front of my face or behind my back. It's like, sir, nobody cares. That's how you grow a successful business, by blocking everyone that has like legitimate criticisms about your manipulation and abuse and thinks you suck. But here we are. But also, we have to use this as a teaching moment, you guys. That Jax Taylor is allegedly, we'll say allegedly, in case he's sue happy, because we know he's broke and he needs money. And he might be just thinking he can just get it from, other ladies, since he's already, how those Bravo men work. He's already trying to steal money, or has stolen money, allegedly, from his wife, Brittany. I don't want him coming after me looking for $1. So allegedly, Jax is a very dangerous man. Do not go on dates with him, allegedly. And if you do, I want to share a very brave woman, a short video of a brave woman who shared with me her experience on a date with Mr. Jax Taylor. This is a cautionary tale, and I do not want this to happen to any other woman out there. So be careful. Take a look.
Why don't you just have a little snort?
Hon, look, that whole trip's just not for me, okay?
Sandy, don't be a bummer. It's no biggie. Honey.
out to Sandy. You're so brave to share your experience on a date with Jax Taylor, allegedly. The dangers of dating a loser, stalker, sociopath, psychopath, serial killer, allegedly, obviously for jokes, satire, commentary, comedy, free speech. Be very careful because that could also happen to you. Yes, thank you, Susie. Leave Helen Hunt alone, Jax. She's too good for you. Everyone's too good for you. All right, you guys. So let's get into this episode of The Valley, Season 2, Episode 8, The Biggest Snake in the Grass. The overview of the episode was tensions boiled between Jasmine, Janet, and Jason. Zack starts to realize that his friendship with Brittany has shifted. The rumor Kristen started continues to wreak havoc. In the friend group, Brittany uncovers a shocking breach of privacy by Jax. All right, let's pull up some screen shots here of the cast and also of this episode. Let me know in the chat, you guys, what did you think of this episode? If you had to rate it 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, what would you rate this episode 8 of The Valley? I will say, here's my top criticism. Well, I have a few. The editing, something's happening where, shout out to the editors and things and people that work on the show and they work hard, but it's wonky. I have to rewatch scenes multiple times. It could just be my ADHD and my neurodivergence and my attention span. I don't know, but I have to watch things. When I'm watching these episodes, I have to watch scenes more than I normally do. Because I'm just, how did we get here to here and these people and what did this person say? And then I'm like replaying these. So I feel like there's something off with the editing that I don't love in these episodes. It's just hard to follow. And it could be, that this is a group of people we're only in our second season about. And so maybe that's the case. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Janine says, your girl tapped out midway through the episode. I couldn't handle it. And Jesse wasn't, he wasn't on this episode, was he? He was in the beginning with Isabella and he made the joke about the booty cheese, I think. Rosemary says a 3. Evelyn's giving it a 5. Twisted said a 5. At Lynette says 9.5. Naomi says 8. Probably. I don't know. Or I don't like how they jumped in Jasmine randomly. Right? That confused me. Because I was like, how did we get here now? And I feel like they were talking about so many conversations that we didn't see that were after that shark party of Brittany. So and then I did this and then we talked here and it's like, can we get like a montage to get us up to date of what's going on, why these people, why everyone's mad, why everyone's upset? Because we went from, they're going after people too quickly. The ladies were just going after Nia, and now Jasmine and Janet were on a team and now they're not. And I was just so confused. Okay. But first things first, as we get into the episode, Scheana made yet another appearance. And I've seen so many accounts and so many tweets and so many people saying, really, you guys, we're going to have to, I guess, accept it because Scheana and Lala, I think, and Brock and the gang are here to stay. So Scheana in her new Valley home had a pool party where she made her famous enchiladas. I don't know. I'm probably biased now. Maybe Minnesota me back when I didn't really know what good enchiladas were. But now marrying into a Mexican family with wonderful Mexican food and a husband who can cook and realizing that, when you order tacos, you don't say hard shell and soft shell. That's just a Taco Bell thing. I don't know. Could these really be that good? I mean, I'm not a chef myself, but now that I'm Joleen Hernandez, I feel like I'm still just a white lady. What do I know? But that just looks like a Midwestern cheese casserole to me. That does not look like the enchiladas that I would think were like these bomb ass enchiladas. Like, and even the presentation, and maybe it is because my husband is such a friggin' literal like chef in the kitchen. He really loves preparing food and presentation and all that stuff. Like he's really into that. He loves watching cooking shows. Like that's my brother's the same way. My brother is just, he can make just delicious food. So I'm like, that looks like you just dumped a can of Chef Boyardee enchiladas into a pan, right? Like where are my chefs at? Where are my cooks at in the chat? Tell me, because I'm like I'll eat gross stuff, because if I'm left to my own defenses, my own devices, my own self to cook for myself, I'm eating like Kraft mac and cheese. So, but this, we're hearing a lot about this. Skiloo says Wonder Bread enchiladas. Oh my gosh. Oh, Stanza Love says, I bet they're not even filled with actual food. Oh no, not the Factor Bonnie enchiladas, not the sponsored enchiladas. They kind of look a little bit like the Lean Cuisine ones. I don't know. I mean, I'm kitchen challenged, like Otter saying, but I don't know. Mallory says, as a fellow white girl enchilada maker, I would try them. Yeah, I mean, I'd try them, but I don't know if I would brag as much. ATX Mel says, those are not enchiladas. It looks just like a cheesy mess. But okay, Scheana, we'll move on from your enchiladas. Justice for Sheena's enchiladas, I guess. But and I think Scheana is part, I think she's part Mexican, isn't she? Isn't Scheana? Isn't she? I don't know. But and that doesn't mean you can cook enchiladas. I'm just saying, I imagine, and she grew up in Southern California, she's seen good enchiladas before. Okay, it's not like she's grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota like me in the 80s and 90s. I didn't even know what enchiladas were. Okay, I think they had I knew what a chimichanga was because I ordered one at the Ground Round one time, right before or at a softball tournament when we had one of those like a break, and my dad took me and he was like, yeah, pound that enchilada or that chimichanga, and I've never been sicker in my life. And then to go play like a double header softball after pounding an enchilada. So, right, California and South Texas, okay, because some of my in-laws are in Brownsville. Oh my God, South Texas Mexican food, holy shit, it's on another level. That's another level. I was like, what? These Brownsville folks, they don't F around. It's so good. Yeah, Ground Round, that's a throwback. I used to love a Ground Round. But that was probably the first place, that and Taco Bell. Yeah, Tex-Mex, that is another, these Texans, they got it right. It is, woo. Especially the South Texas. So, and I love Mexican food too. So this one, we'll take it off the screen. I don't want to offend anybody. So we're back at Scheana's house. She's having a pool party. I don't know why, other than just getting the friends together, I guess. And here, let me pull this off the screen. Brittany shows up. Janet's there. Janet has had a change of heart, you guys. She was fine with the rumor that Jasmine told Kristen, that Kristen told Jesse, that Jesse told Jason, then Jason asked Kristen and Luke about that. Allegedly, Jason takes his wedding ring off when he goes out, and Jason's like, I do not. It's not true. And they talked it out, and apparently Janet went home that night and she talked to her mom. And Janet's mom was like, she said, what? Janet was like, yeah, we're over it. And I was like, she said, what? That's supposed to be your friend. So then Janet decided with Jason that Jasmine has to apologize. And Jasmine's like, bitch, I'm not apologizing. Thank you, Christina, for the first super checker. South Texas food. Oh, so good. Way to represent, Christina. So here we are. So at the party, you know, Janet's like, I'm upset. This isn't what Jason's like, I don't want people, I think on the after show, he's like, I don't want people Googling me, thinking I'm a cheater when they're trying to get a lawyer. First of all, sir, you are on a reality show. Okay. So either be the lawyer with like the super clean reputation or Family Man, or be on a trashy reality show. You got to pick a lane. All right. But yeah, so now everyone's talking about this. Apparently also Zack, I don't know why they stopped filming, because it seemed like all the good stuff, everything this is what I hated about this episode. All the things they were talking about that happened when the cameras weren't rolling. What? Keep the cameras on. Because at the shark party, allegedly Zack got drunky bear and was talking shit about their friend Jared. It was like the battle of the gays, the battle of the gay friends, you know? So I think he was, and apparently it was bad, but they didn't tell us what he said. And it might have been like a threat to this Jared man. But Zack said, don't people understand hyperbole anymore? Okay, I was being hyperbolic. I was being dramatic. And I do understand that, like, when you're upset, or when you're drunk, but okay. But when you're like upset, you might be like, oh my God, I'll punch that guy in the face. You're not really going to punch that guy in the face. So I don't know what he said, because they're not freaking telling us. They're not showing us. Thank you, Silly Goose, for the super chat. Silly Goose says, I missed the crew this week. Glad I'm catching you all today. We missed you too. I've missed you all, and I'm glad you're here. And thank you so much for that, Silly Goose. So Zack is feeling some type of way about Jared. And if you guys don't remember Jared is the gentleman who, he's really good friends with Janet. He's a makeup artist, and they would do like cancer benefits for him, because unfortunately he had cancer. He's a cancer survivor now. I don't remember what kind of cancer, but I do remember when Scandival was going down, he came out about how Tom Sandoval was like a fake ass friend and wasn't really, and how Ariana was there for him during his, treatment and diagnosis, and for all like the fundraising and just being there overall as a friend. And Tom Sandoval was kind of there for the cameras, which is no shocker. Death Ray says Scheana just kept staring and shaking her head when she came, when the cam was up. Yeah, so they're having this conversation about Zack and what Zack said about Jared. And Brittany's like, it was wrong. It was wrong what they said. It's like, well, what did he say? Show us. Like, what's the beef with Zack and Jared? Do we need to pull Jared on the show? Like, what's going on? All right. Like, I need to know. So we're already having he said a gay slur about him. It sounded like from the after show, because he was talking about it being hyperbole. So it sounded like, I took it as a little bit like maybe he was saying something threatening, excuse me, about him that he didn't mean just in the moment. I don't know. But Zack is jealous, because Zack feels as though Brittany has went off into the valley and, got married, had a kid, found these new friends, and now puts Janet and Jared and other people ahead of him. And they are not as good of friends. So Zack's like, Britt, I came out here. I moved out here for you or with you. And my feeling is, okay, Zack, you moved out here with Brittany. Yes, but you've been a Klingon for a while. You got on a television show because of your, friendship with Brittany. She might not be being a good friend to you. Yes. But what do you want her to do? She can't give up her whole life for you. So I kind of see both. I see what he's saying, but I'm also like, well, what's she supposed to do? You also have to like live your life too and balance your friendships. So Chris is like, he's growing on me more than I like. Okay. Krista, he is growing on me. So it seems like, yeah, isn't that what he said to Janet too? So it seems like what Zack does, what a lot of these people do, is they get drunk and they say horrible shit and do horrible shit, which again is like, you're ruining the fun of drinking. Okay. You're supposed to be fun. I was never fun as a drunk, and that's why I'm an alcoholic and sober now. So maybe, I don't know. I'm tired of these freaking adults that can't just drink and have a good time. You just got to be a drunk like me. Okay. If I wanted to go watch drunks behaving badly, I'd go pick up a bottle of vodka and film myself. I don't really like vodka, but I'd probably pick up tequila and wine. I don't know. We'll see what's out there. But no, I don't want that. Okay, you can be messy, but don't be like mean and threatening people or grabbing people. Like, I'm just over it. You're too old for that shit. So anyway, so we got that going on with Zack. And then we have, did you guys clock that what's his face? Brock. I have like such shitty screenshots from this episode, but Brock was wearing a Schwartz and Skeezy's hat. I'm like, bro, what? Are you trolling them? Or do you, I have a feeling that Brock really was supporting them. He had a Sharts and Skeezy's hat. I'm like, dude, that shit went under. Like, we're over it. What are you doing? Huh? It was a pink trucker hat, Sharts, and the Skeezies. Krista says, Brittany sounds like a snitch in the friend group. And I think that's what Zack is thinking, that she's snitching. And that, you know, she's not snitching on Janet, though. And Brittany doesn't understand in this episode. She's like, I don't get why everyone thinks Janet is such a potster. She's great to me. And I saw a tweet from someone. What did it say? It was like, yeah, you also didn't see, you know, freaking at Gina Rocks ROXX on Twitter said Brittany doesn't see Janet as a big drama starter like everybody else does. Brittany also didn't see Jax as a cheater or narcissist like everyone else did. I mean, so party hardy over there, blah, 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 at Scheana's house. And we got to see the enchiladas and more drama's happening. And now Janet is mad. She's mad again about the situation with Jasmine. There has to be a talk. There has to be an apology. And I don't think Jasmine is going to apologize. We also get a scene where they all go to the beach. So let's just talk about the beach stuff, because that's really where things started heating up, right? With old Crazy Eyes and Michelle, who they really didn't have a big role in this episode, but they had a big role in this episode in that it was all about Crazy Eyes' eyes. And I can't even remember this man's name because I've been calling him Crazy Eyes for so long now, because his eyes are literally like this. I didn't make his eyes like that, okay? If your eyes are like this, we might call you Crazy Eyes, and that's just the way it is because Stone Cold says so. So they all go to the beach, and there's tension between Jasmine and Janet and Jason. Lala shows up to just check her phone. She's super pregnant. She shows up to get her check, and the whole time Lala's just like, "Sup, bitch? I'm the reincarnation of Tupac, ho. You want to get popped?" Like, she didn't give us anything. She just checked her phone. She showed up in like a fur coat on the beach and checked her phone the whole time. Aaron, thank you, not paid by anyone. I can't remember the damn man's name. Now, I will say, being an Aquarius and a total weirdo, I love the hat. It is giving Laguna Beach. Homeboy wore combat boots to the beach. I've also worn combat boots to the beach. I've worn Doc Martens to the beach many a time. Okay. So I'm feeling the hat. He does look like a ridiculous fool, but it's something that I would definitely rock. So at this beach event, you know, Jasmine shows up, and now she's just all Team Kristen, and she shows up with Kristen and Luke. Janet and Jason show up. Janet shows up with a what is it? Metal detector? Ha 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 ha. Apparently she got it for her 30th birthday. Okay, cool, awesome. And then the joke is made. Oh, we're gonna look for Jason's wedding ring. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, smash that like if you haven't already. Ben says we're so close to 100 likes, guys. Hit that like, and I'll be blocking Jerry O'Connell. Ooh, block Jerry O'Connell. Blocking Jax, blocking Jerry O'Connell. Hit that like because it pisses off Jax Taylor, because he hates that this channel exists and that our words exist to tell him the truth about himself as he's out there trying to lie. Because we got a Narc Slayer segment coming up where we will eviscerate that loser. So Stanza says, I was like, who the fuck is Aaron? I forget about him all the time. And then he pops up like this and I can't forget. Then he's like, and I'm like, oh, Crazy Eyes. Got it. Got it. Not every big-eyed person has the crazy eyes. It's a certain kind of eye that's the crazy eyes. Okay? I can make myself have the crazy eyes. He's doing this shit on purpose. I feel like. You know, it's kind of like that thing they say to women. Well, if you wouldn't have worn that, well, if you wouldn't have had your eyes like this, maybe we wouldn't have to call you that. Okay? Hit the like to piss off Jax Taylor the human garbage that he is. And then right away they're like, let's play truth or dare. And I'm like, oh geez, here we go. Truth or dare. And what do we find out? It goes right to like sex stuff. It's like, we understand that these people have had sex because they have babies and they're on reality TV and we watched them date people. But okay, here we are. So I don't know if it was Janet's idea. Whose idea was it? Janet or Scheana? Let's play truth or dare. And it's all like, where's the craziest place you had sex? And Janet says, missionary in bed with Jason. And I know they're trying to push this, like, we're so vanilla. And we just do missionary in the bed. And that's, even when they were watching Happens Live, Jason was like, this is my favorite position. I was like, okay. Where's the craziest place you had sex? And they said, a hotel. I need a sound effect like, wah, 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 wah.
Andy, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. It's just that life is pointless and nothing matters, and I'm always tired. Also, I can't sleep. I'm overeating. None of my old hobbies interest me.
Or maybe they said the couch. They said the couch? That's even worse. That's even worse than a hotel.
Dude, I caught you naked in the bed the day you went to rehab.
Now, I understand that, like, not wanting to share that information on TV, that wouldn't be my favorite. If people asked Chell and I that on a television, I would be like, my parents are watching, gross, weird. But I'd probably say that, like, oh, I don't want to answer that because, like, my family's watching and that's weird. But I feel like they're just, are they for real? The couch? Karen says Jason likes boiled chicken and white rice. The couch? The craziest place. Okay, fine. But you know what, Jolene? You're not supposed to judge. You're supposed to judge people's kinks, I guess. You're not supposed to judge people's lameness. I found you naked in the bed. Yeah, truth or dare. And then Scheana gets into, yeah, like, they talk, who asks, like, Janet, but Janet doesn't, she wants to answer like she's the Virgin Mary, her and Jason are like, we only have sex when we are procreating. But then she has like, what size is your husband's wiener? Where do you, and she has all these questions for people. So I feel like the people that ask these questions are really freaky. So she's like a down low closet freak, right? She's like a closet freak hoe, and so is Jason. I don't know. I feel like Jason strikes me as he cries during sex and masturbation. I just have a feeling that he gets really emotional, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it can be an emotional time. But I feel like afterwards, it's such a release for him that he also cries. Yeah, whether alone or with a partner. And that's okay. And that could be his own therapy. So, yeah. Then we're asked, somehow Brock's wiener comes up, and I don't want to. I imagine Brock's wiener as a boomerang because he's Australian. All right, and that's just how it is. He's like, nah, my dick's big. It's a grower, not a shower. Ha ha ha. And you're like, we see his budgies, like, or bungees or whatever those are called, his budgie smugglers. I always forget what that's called. So we kind of already know, and I don't need to know. And then Scheana says, oh, yeah, it gave me hemorrhoids once. What? What? I'm sorry, what? She said, yeah, we did it in the boo-boo, and I got hemorrhoids. Oh, my God, Kara says, Brock's wiener sounds like a weeble. Weebles wobble, but they won't fall down. I didn't know that was possible. I thought you only get hemorrhoids. So I guess it was an educational moment from like pushing too hard. That's why pregnant women get it. You can get it if you push too hard when you go to the bathroom. I didn't know you could get hemorrhoids from taking it up the poop chute. And then Sheena's not done there. The next day, and Ryan Bailey posted a short about this, Scheana, I noticed that she had an ad for Preparation H, and it was like, Dr. Scheana here, educating you about hemorrhoids, where she does say, oh, you can get it from pushing or from someone jamming it in ya, I guess, some Jamination. She already has a paid sponsorship with Preparation H the day after the episode airs, and she references the episode. Is this just one giant commercial? I know that it's reality TV and TV in general and advertising and things, but can we like at least hide it a little bit? So did she just say that? And that was the question Ryan Bailey was posing is she just saying that because she knows she has this sponsorship? This is more proof we don't need Scheana. Okay. Plus, I don't know what's going on with Scheana, but she looks uncomfortable in every scene. Even when she's trying to appear she is comfortable, she doesn't look comfortable. Something's going on there. I'm going to have to tune into her podcast and see what the haps on the craps is. But I didn't need to know that Brock's boomerang gave you the roids. I mean, thanks for educating us because I had no idea you could get hemorrhoids from taking it in the pooper. But right, it's calculated, and we had that on Vanderpump, and that's what ruined Vanderpump in a lot of ways. She just doesn't. Scheana just looks uncomfortable, and I know she had a podcast episode recently. She was crying, so I hope everything's okay with her because something's not right. Something's not right, Scheana. And then we're getting this Dick Brock's like, it's my dick. It's pretty big. It's good. And Sheena's basically saying, yeah, he's a short, like not an eeny weeny because he's got girth, but he's a short dick. Why are you saying that about your husband? Well, why do we need to know the length of Brock's boomerang? Why do we need to know the girth? You're not even a main cast member. We didn't consent to this shit. You guys aren't even officially on the show yet. You're friends of. What friend of comes in like, yep, took it in the pooper, got the roids. P.S. My husband's got a short boomerang, but it's girthy. No. You're a side player right now until you get that main role. I was just I was not here for that conversation. I was over it. I was like, oh, here we go. Old tuna can Brock, Stacey says. Right? That's what's going to happen, Brian. Because, Lala's going to be like, well, I'm not bringing a spouse or a significant other, so I'm going to bring white boy dreads. And what I was talking about earlier with Jax's podcast is I saw freaking a clip and Jax collabed on his podcast, you guys, with none other than white boy dreads. It's like the 9th circle of hell or whatever they call it. There is a place you can go to on the internet to watch Jax Taylor and white boy dreads talking.
The call is coming from inside the house. Do you hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
Yeah, next week Joe's going to be on the Valley. P.S. You guys, Joe Wenberg, you're messy. You are a messy lady. So there was a Bravo miss. People shouldn't judge people. And you guys are bullying me because of my ADHD. No one ever talked about it but you. I have ADHD. What are you talking about? But this lady is liking some very interesting posts. Speaking of which, quick tangent. Ariana was on the Not Skinny But Not Fat podcast recently. I haven't listened to it or watched it yet. I just saw a clip of it. So I definitely want to check that out. A Bravo account posted their feelings on Ariana. They're not a fan of Ariana. And they posted, Bravo Rex posted a screen grab of Ariana on this podcast and said in this post, see how immature for her age, sad, vapid, desperate she is now. Do you still like Ariana? If so, why? This interview really emphasizes how shallow and no offense, but low-key unintelligent she is. So she's talking about Ariana. Then she goes on in her post to say a person that says she's heartbroken and that her ex betrayed her, but is able to even talk to a new guy in 10 days isn't real. Women are blindly supporting an actual sociopath who can't be single. That's not normal or healthy. Ariana moved on to the point where it's clearly obvious she hates herself and is only happy with a man. She's weak, she's pathetic, desperate, and sad. What did all this get her? Money, question mark. An ugly guy from New York who's a bartender and a fitness trainer. Danielle is not ugly. I'm sorry, but okay, subjective. This is not it. If Ariana would have taken the human level of time to be single and didn't ask her friends to stop speaking to her ex, no one would have been upset with her. She asked her best friend, I think she's talking about Scheana, to stop speaking to her best friend of 15 years. Okay, Sandoval was never Sheena's best friend. Give me a break. Who even gave her and her small child money during the pandemic. But because he cheated on Ariana, that meant Scheana wasn't allowed to be devastated. LMAO. Oh, yeah. Okay. She is a bad reality star, as said in this interview. She's conceited in the reality space, yet doesn't have the right to be. She's mentally empty. Damn. Y'all make fun of Tom Sandoval, but don't see that this 39-year-old was with him for 9 years, therefore mentally on his level. She destroyed Vanderpump Rules and doesn't care. She called the producers of VPR a day after her boyfriend cheated on her. Sure, Jan, I'll always dislike this liar. She wasn't honest and people follow her. I genuinely feel bad for anyone who doesn't see her as the evil subhuman she truly is. Just ask Jeremy. Talking about her brother. So this creator writes this, which they have every right to post that. Guess who liked it? Joe fucking Wenberg. So miss me with the everybody choose kindness and people need to stop bullying when you literally are liking extremely negative posts about other people. I was like, oh, okay. And right away it popped up. Liked by Joe, my gosh. There she is. Joe, my gosh. But she's Miss Kindness. Victoria didn't even like it. Just Joe, my gosh, and a couple other creators. And granted, that creator can post whatever they want. That's their opinion of Bravo. I don't agree with it, but that's theirs. But that's what they do. That's what Bravo accounts do. But the fact that Joe Wenberg, who's Miss everybody's bullying me, I'm just weird, is over there liking this shit. Girl. Girl. Oh my gosh. No, someone didn't write. This was from the Bravo Rex. I follow them on Instagram. They're a Bravo content account. And they just made a post about how they felt the interview with Ariana. And obviously Ariana, they're not an Ariana fan. They posted it. It's Bravo Rex on Instagram, RECS. And there was Joe, my gosh, licking it up. Lick it up, baby. Lick it up. Liking it. So, but Joe wants to go on her little, like, all these Bravo people are judging me. But yet you're following Bravo accounts that judge other Bravo people. Because guess what? That's how the fucking world works. And people are going to have opinions. And that doesn't mean they're bullying you. Just because Bravo Rex feels this way about Ariana doesn't mean they're bullying Ariana. It just means that's whether you agree with it or not, or think it's mean or wrong or this or that. That's their opinion. Ay, ay, ay. But I'm like, what a hypocrite. What a hypocrite loser you are, Joe Wenberg. I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that you're a hypocrite and a loser like Jax Taylor. For you to like a post like that, so negative about Ariana, but be the anti-bullying hero and everyone. So you only care if people say unkind things about you, but you don't care about other people having unkind things said about them. Okay, that's the height of hypocrisy. Whatever. What Kara said, Joleen, I found out yesterday that my friend went on a date with Brian Higgins. Oh, I need all the details. Years ago, I almost died. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad your friend is still alive. Okay. That is so scary. Allegedly. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, the post was very rude. And there's Joe like, why would you like that, Joe Wenberg? Explain yourself. Why would you like that post? Why do you feel that way? How can you have such a strong ass opinion about Ariana? What'd she do to you? Like, Joe, you can go, little girl. So, small tangent. But I was like, oh, she's such a freaking hypocrite loser. And she hasn't blocked me yet, too. And she blocked Christina Coca. Well, I'm sure sooner or later I'll be on the block list for that weird lady and all her hypocrisy. Okay, Brian has a rumor going around that he started right now that Joe Wenberg has chronic queef syndrome. I heard that rumor too, allegedly, and was diagnosed with diarrhea of the mouth. I've definitely had diarrhea of the mouth before. And chronic queef syndrome is a very serious condition that a lot of women enjoy. Yep. Control your own queefs. Take back your queefy power. Okay. Just queefy D. Yep. So Joe, that sounds very Karen energy. Yeah. You're trying to regulate what everyone else can say. And you're, be nice. Don't be so mean. I don't get it. And you do all these interviews like you guys and all these posts that you're out there liking negative posts about. But she's been doing that since the jump. Jolene saying queef and not laughing is mature. It's maturing. It's a wonderful action of the female body. That's, there are some, it can be used as a tool, a weapon of mass destruction, and used against men like Jax Taylor or like Brian Higgins, if he is ever able to get close to a vagina again, So take back your queef power, ladies. All right, back to this episode. So we're all just like, Lala is wearing her sweats. I know she's about to give birth. God bless. Ends up having a healthy baby girl. God bless. But why is she there? What do we need her for? She added nothing. She did nothing. Go enjoy your life. Why do you need to be a part of this? You don't have to be a part of everything. Here she is, just sitting there and literally scrolling her phone the whole time. Brittany's like, I got a date after this. I got a date. So Brittany's going to go on a date. Scheana's talking about Brock's boomerang. And then Jason is like visibly upset. He's anxious. He's like, we got to talk to Jasmine. We should talk to Jasmine. Are you ready? And Janet says, give me a minute. And then a minute goes by and then they're like, okay. And he's like, hey, Jasmine, can we talk? And Jasmine's like, sure, whatever. And then they head over there. Jason's like, what's going on, Jasmine? Jasmine's like, well, and she starts talking about the situation and the rumor about the ring off. And then Janet's like, well, who said it? When did you say it? And she didn't let Jasmine finish. So now Jasmine's getting mad and going, I don't want to do this. And then Janet's like, we're going to leave. I don't want to do this either. I'm just thinking, can you let Jasmine finish and then Janet go and then Jasmine and then Janet? But no, they're just pretty soon screaming at each other. And Janet's like, let's go, Jason. Jason's like, why are you doing this to me? I'm a good friend to you. I love you. I've stuck up for you. So Jason looks really hurt. Again, he's emotional. He's like, I don't understand. I don't talk shit about anybody. And Jasmine's like, everyone talks shit about everybody. In this friend group, they suck. They all talk so much shit. If I had girlfriends that were talking shit about my husband and my marriage behind my back, I'd be so pissed. But they all do it. And Kristen's like, looks like my plan worked. Oh, yes. You guys came for Danny and Mia? Well, I'm going to throw that out there. Now, Jasmine's like, I'm not apologizing because I did hear this rumor. It was a long time ago. I told Kristen, and I actually heard the rumor from Jason's guy friend. So Jasmine brings up this group of men that allegedly exist. It's kind of like when Crystal Minkoff had that group of friends, and they were like, 14 ladies just stop being friends with Crystal. And we're like, what? Who? Get them on the show. We want to hear their story. What's going on? And then come to find out, Crystal Minkoff has a bunch of friends, and one of them is Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I'm gonna err on the side of Crystal Minkoff's cool as fuck if she's friends with Buffy. But okay. So now we're hearing about this man group of friends, these boys that Jason used to have that he doesn't have anymore. And apparently they're the ones that told Jasmine, then Jasmine told Kristen, and Kristen held on to the information until she could use it against Janet, which she did. And now her evil plan is working. And she's like, yay. But Jason is running around the beach like, I don't understand. Like, this man was having like a full-on panic attack. He was just like, what's going on? And Janet's like, let's go. Grab the chairs. We're out of here. And Jason says, I don't even know what guy group they're talking about. So we need to hear from these men friends. We need to hear from them. Because who are they? Do they exist? And what's going on? Jasmine says they exist. Jason says, I don't know. I don't know who they're talking about. So they take off. And I'm like, ugh. So we're leaving the beach party. And then Brock and his boomerang, he's like, don't leave. Wait up. Okay, I haven't done my Australian in so long. Nee. Wait, Jason, wait up. It's me, Brooke. What's going on, guys? Hey, yeah, Karen. Now, Jasmine tells Janet, I'm over you. You have Karen energy. Your vibes are off. Goodbye. That is something that Jasmine's been feeling for a while. This is resentment that is built up. Apparently, there's resentment on both sides of this friendship. But Jason's just like, I've been friends with her for so long. Yeah, Brock needed the camera time. He was like, they're going to leave with the camera. Scheana, I'll go over there. And he's like, wait up. It's me, Brock. Hi, guys. What's going on? Hi. What's up, Karen? Haha. Jasmine called you Karen. Kai, did you guys hear about my dick? It's girthy. May not be long, but it's girthy. You guys going to Outback? Yes, you going to drink some Foster's? Australian for beer. Okay. Well, enjoy yourself. Goodbye. I'm going to be on the show soon. That means I'll never have to get a real job. Okay, bye. And then he runs off, and still I don't understand the point of it, but here we are. So then Janet and Jason, the next time we see them, they're at home and they're talking about this, and they're like, the baby can tell that we're upset, the baby. And they have the most adorable baby. Their little son is so cute. And Janet is sitting in his little ball pit with him, and they're both so emotional. They're like, I can't believe our friendship with Jasmine's over. It's over. And she's like, the baby, take the baby. The baby can pick up on the vibes. It's like, yeah, you're crying. The baby's probably like, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm hungry. Pull out some boob or something. Why are we crying? What are we crying over? I don't even know this chick. I'm hungry. So the poor baby is just like, oh my God, it's Saturday. I want to have a good day. I don't want to hear about this shit. Okay. Justice for the baby. It was so over the top. Jason was running down the beach like, oh, what is love for? Like so then they're crying at the house. Like, why would you say that? I don't know. Why do you guys say anything? Why do you all talk so much mad shit about each other? So then they decide now would be a good time to call Jax. Because who doesn't want to check in on this psychopath? So Jax has FaceTimed Jason allegedly like 7 times because he's a psychopath stalker who doesn't take no for an answer and is always, hey, and he's in his alleged rehab facility. He's just like, hey guys, it's me, Jax. Life is so hard. I just realized that like, okay, this is more Jax coming out of nasal. I just realized that I was taking Brittany for granted, and I never realized it before until now. And I wish I wouldn't have done that. But also, I didn't realize that it would hurt so much that she cheated on me. Well, technically not, because we're separated. But then she got with Julian, and it really triggered me. And I just wish that Brittany would have, like, dumped me a long time ago. I wish Brittany... Is the camera showing? Are you guys on the camera? I wish Brittany would have, like, stopped me. Why did she let me get away with this? And I'm like, oh, my God. This man is the devil. He's the devil. He's not even the devil in disguise. He is the straight up devil. Lucifer himself, this man is evil.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
Victim blaming at its finest. Like,
I just wish Brittany wouldn't have let me get away with this for so long. It would have been different. Had Brittany not let me get away with this. Oh, grab my hair. Oh, is my Jax merch showing? Oh my God. What a bitch. How dare she let me abuse her? What a dumb whore. Oh my God. And then she had sex with a guy I kind of knew after we were broken up and after I had sex with a lot of people and cheated on her and abused her. Ah.
And Jason and Janet are crying. They're like, seems like he really changed. I'm like, what? What? He did also bring up his dad. So maybe that's the part. But I'm like, what is going on here? Do you have no discernment? Like, do you have no critical thinking skills? Are you this easily manipulated by this idiot? Jax is like, oh, and my dad. So it's your dad's fault, your mom's fault, your sister's fault, Brittany's fault, like everybody's fault, but your own that you suck as a person and don't know how to treat people and continue to be an abusive, lying, manipulating piece of shit. What? No one should feel bad for this man. But when Jason and Janet were like, feels like he's really starting to take accountability, huh? What? He just blamed Brittany 7 times in your freaking FaceTime. Also, an account on Instagram clocked that there were some editing continuity issues. So it appears here when you see, I don't know if I have the other picture, but Jason is on a phone that appears to be an iPhone, right? So he's on this iPhone and he's having his little chat with Jax. He'd be like, it hurts so much,
Man, it just hurts me that Brittany let me hurt her. Poor me. Oh, God. I just should have went and done that hockey social media thing that I never had and made up. Man, my life would be so different.
This guy is such a freaking liar. So he's talking to him on an iPhone, but then at some point the phone case changes and the phone itself changes to an Android, they were saying. I don't know if I have a clip of that, but I was like, ooh, good catch. So that's still the iPhone. That's Janet crying for whatever reason. I don't know. This one, let me see if I caught it at all. So probably some kind of it was like the phone changed toward the end of the call when he's like, love you, man. Bye, man. Man, I love you. You're a man who I love. Love you. How can you love Jax? He's a monster. And they know he's lying. I'll try to find it and post it, but I can't find it right now. But I was like, ooh, interesting. Yet another clumsy editing mistake and, continuity issues. And like, did they have them recreate that for some reason? I don't know. But I think people probably have started a petition. Yep, Evelyn, exactly. Jax is all about manipulation and control. And it's not working because I don't believe anything. But some of these people are still believing him. But the rest of us, we're too smart. We're like, no. You can't keep blaming Brittany. He's learned nothing. Whatever thing he's in, I don't like it. We do see a scene where Kristen, Nia, and Zack and Brittany go out to lunch. And they open up to Brittany about how I don't have a screenshot from that, so we'll just pull up this one. There's a shout out to Shop Your TV. They're a fun account where you can see what everyone's wearing. And they had this, I was looking for screenshots from the episode, and they had this one of Brit. So they're talking to Brittany, and Zack's like, I feel like you just have like different rules and stuff when it comes to me and Kristen, who are like your real besties, your bestie boos, like your down ass besties. And you let Janet in them. You're acting like Janet and Jared are on our level and they're not. And Brittany's like, I can't help it that I have all the friends. I have so many friends. Everybody betrays. I am very blessed to have so many friends. So that's going to continue to boil over this Zack feeling as though, Britt doesn't necessarily have his back and has different standards for certain friends, Then we have Brittany at her home, and we got Sherry, Mama Sherry there, Cher Bear with the bangs. Sherry's there. Sherry's like, Brittany, what's going on? I'm here to help. Brittany, what is Jax doing? And Brittany's trying to find a ladder to cover up the cameras because Jax is a stalker, creeper, controlling, abusive freak who, when he was at the house, when he kicked his wife and child out of the house so he could bang random hoes and Brittany had to go rent an Airbnb, he covered up the cameras with playing cards. But then when he found out Brittany was going back to the house, he took the playing cards off the camera so he could watch her and send her weird, creepy texts about, I can see you.
I can see what you're doing.
And so Brittany can't find a ladder because he's hidden the level of control and manipulation and abuse that this man will go to hide the ladder so that she can't get up there to cover the camera so he can watch her from rehab. What kind of freaking rehab? How many times do we have to say it? What kind of rehab is this loser in that he can still continue to stalk, harass, and abuse his wife, Brittany? How are you helping him if you don't even know that under your own roof, when he's supposed to be being therapized and going through treatment, he's literally harassing and abusing his wife? How do they not pick up on this? It's a joke. It is a damn med spa and it's a joke. So finally she uses like a stool to get up there. And then she tells us that she has, since now Jax decided, oh, you can have the house. Now that I haven't paid it, the home is in foreclosure. Now you and my son can move in there because I rented a place or leased a place or got a place next to Schwartz so I can live out like I am a freaking 20-something. Again, even though I'm 50 years old and should, have all these responsibilities. But yeah, now that I didn't pay it, now you can have it, Brittany. I mean, what a class act of a man. But apparently, don't worry, there's a plan, you guys, to pay this home and to pay the mortgage that he's delinquent on, and the home being now in foreclosure. There's a plan for him to give Brittany the RSS or whatever money from the podcast. He says it's $1 million podcast. And I'm like, what? That podcast that you had? Even when you had it with Brittany, that was a horrible podcast. I hope Brittany has all the success now that she's taken over the podcast. But when they had it together, it wasn't a good podcast. And then when they did like separate episodes, it wasn't a good podcast. What? What is even going on anymore? Like, what is life? People work so hard, and that man is lying. There is no way that shitty podcast was getting them maybe it was. But that is a horrible podcast. All right. Jax is a horrible podcast host. His voice is not appealing. He's dumb, like willfully ignorant. And I don't even think if he tried to learn, he could learn new things. He's a narcissist. He's an abuse. Who the hell wants to listen to that shit? It's literally so boring. We roast it over here when I can like get myself to listen to a whole episode because it makes us, want to vomit. We like to roast them up and make fun of them for it, but it's horrible. It's ugh. But apparently he's like, I'm going to give her all the money from the podcast until it's current. The mortgage, she can pay it back. Well, Brittany said he hasn't done it. In the after show, she said not only has he not given her the money or the RSS feed or what the hell he's supposed to be doing, he holds it over her head. He has to sign it and like officially give it over to her. And she said, no, just as of Easter. He was like, if you don't do this for Easter, I won't give you the RSS feed. Like he's still controlling, manipulating, and abusing her financially. But this is the guy who's like, this was a year ago. I'm so changed. No, he's worse than ever. And when they asked him on the after show, he goes, yeah, I gave it to her, signed it over. Really? Because your wife is saying something totally different. And I always believe her over you. Because you, sir, are a liar and a thief and you don't pay your bills. But here we are. So again, I implore you, whatever you do, don't give this man any money. I hope they take him off the show because the show gives him money. Don't listen to a stupid podcast unless we're over here and we're going to roast it or something. But yuck. Don't go to his stupid live tour dates. What are you going to see? A guy with collapsed valves on stage going,
Hey, everybody, do you want to hear how I'm the victim of my own crimes? Do you want herpes?
like, what's he going to give you? There are so many talented podcasters, entertainers who go on tour, who build an audience, who have something to say, who are funny, interesting, all the things. He's none of those things. What's he going to provide? He can give you an STD and put you to sleep. Or just
listen to him like this all the time.
Yes, and the wedding ring. So apparently Brittany's like, my wedding ring's missing. And Sherry's like, what? Yeah, it's supposed to be in the safe. So Jax has taken the wedding ring. of Brittany's and says, it's in safekeeping. He's controlling it. No, bitch, that's hers. Even Jesse, even the monster that is Jesse on the after show said, I'm pretty sure that's a gift. That's considered a gift by law in California. You don't get to just take that. And he goes, oh, well, I talked to Kyle Chan and I wanted it to go back to Kyle Chan because I bought it from Kyle Chan. So you wanted Brittany's wedding band and engagement ring to go back to Kyle Chan because you bought it from him. So you were going to sell it back to him. But apparently, according to Jax the liar, Kyle Chan said that the diamond business isn't that great right now. So hold on to it. So Jax is holding it. Somewhere Brittany can't find it. And it's going to be used in a trust for Cruz. Well, we can't trust anything you do, Jax, because according to Brittany, you don't take care of your kid. You haven't even paid any child support. You're not involved. Since his autism diagnosis, you don't go to the doctors with him because you're too busy being a loser and banging chicks with tits the size of Mars, okay? So we can't trust. Like, you're a horrible father. I guarantee you he's probably already pawned that thing. But how dare he take that from her? That is hers. Yes, Janine says, sis, what is a pawn shop safekeeping? Like, you're a freaking monster, dude. You're the worst kind of person. And I hope you hear that, like Ariana says. And I hope you feel that in your soul every day when you wake up. I hope you know that you can fuck off and that you suck so bad. And we see right through you. And you don't deserve to have any kind of platform. And you don't deserve to be able to monetize your abuse against people.
I lost all my mojo.
So my friend.
The thing that makes
my friend then. Get your mojo back, my friend.
Once I turned 40, I was like,
This can't be the rest of my life.
I regret every moment that I stood up for you, defended you, supported you. You're worth nothing. And I want you to feel that deep in your soul. I want you to hear those words coming from the mouth of the woman that stood by you and loved you.
That goes for you too, Jax. You're worth nothing. Like, literally worth nothing. Nothing. He's trying to build up a business with his new podcast, In the Mind of a Man. Well, first of all, you're not a man. That's an insult to men. And then also a t-shirt or merch business. And you just basically allegedly copied the styles of kristendoute and her t-shirt line. And other creators who have, other artists who have created designs around like the Valley and Bravo television shows. But okay. Evelyn says, I hope Jax goes to jail for the sake of, right? Ugh. He's subhuman. Like, we thought Sandoval was bad. This guy is next level. Next level. This guy, this isn't going to be Jax will go to jail. Mark my words, he will go to jail. This will not be the last time he has issues with taxes and paying his bills. He will Joe Judice his way to the jail cell. And then he will tell us that in jail, he was the therapist. He counseled all the men in jail. And that he was the best jail person that ever jailed. And everyone looked up to him in jail. But he will go to jail. There will be a time. And we will see that in our lifetime. And he's probably still on drugs. And he definitely is a loser. And he's a bad father. And he is an abuser. And he sucks balls. So, but yeah, it's coming, bro. Knock, knock. When the feds are knocking at your door, when the Mr. Tax Man, what do they call him? Uncle Sam is going to be like, hello. We're looking for the guy whose nose has caved into his face. We're looking for the guy that just keeps snorting himself stupid. Do you know where he is? The one that throws coffee tables at his wife and punches holes in the wall to scare her and then tries to control her financially and abuses her through finances. We're looking for that guy, the one that doesn't take care of his son or pay his child support allegedly. Obviously, allegedly. I've ruled, okay? Judge Joleen is here. Guilty. You guilty bitch. You guilty bitch. I think jail's too good for him. Honestly. He needs to go to one of those. It'd probably be like a Todd Chrisley jail he'd go to too. Because Todd Chrisley was like, it was great. Did you guys, I mean, I don't know anything about the Chrisleys, but Todd, I've never seen a man get out of jail and look more glowing than Todd Chrisley. That man, I think he was sad to leave jail. Like, honestly, He had a glow up in jail. His skin was glowing. He was svelte. He looked younger than his daughter who got him out of jail. He was like, oh, it was so great. Me and the guys, we'd work out every day. We had a track, all this. I was like, oh my God, dude. So don't send Jax to that jail, because that jail was too fun. Because Todd Chrisley I was like, dang, Todd Chrisley looks young. He looked honestly younger than his daughter, who was 27. And I don't know her name. I've only watched like 2 episodes of the show ever in my life. So I don't know nothing about these people other than they got pardoned. And he did a press conference and I listened to it and I was like, how old is he? He looked younger than me. He was glowing. He looked like a lady on her wedding day when you're marrying the right person, just like, oh, I feel so good. You know, he looked like he looked like orgasmic. Like he just had like the best orgasm of his life. Like I was like, okay, cool. But anyways, guilty. Jax, you're guilty, bitch. You're guilty on all counts of being a trash human being. So as Brittany is talking to her mom about this and what's going on with the house and how she's got to get all these bills together because Jax is delinquent and a fraud and a scammer and doesn't pay what he owes and leaves her and her son there in a foreclosed home. And Sherry's just like, what's going on, Britt? You don't deserve that. Brittany's mom just infuriates me. She just infuriates me. She always has. She always has, always will. I want her to be there for her daughter, support her, but she gives me stage mom. I don't like it. I'm not here for Sherry. Sorry, Cher Bear, but we got bigger fish to fry. So then Brittany calls Jax's sister. Like, let's call Janny. I think that's her name in Michigan. Cruzy, you can say hi to Janny. So they're talking, and all of a sudden, she's like, oh, Jax is calling. Brittany's like, okay, well, call me back. But love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And then Jenny calls back. I think that's her name. Jax's sister says, Jax is about to have a heart attack. They're taking her to the hospital right now. And I was like, what? Huh? So, but before then, a producer comes in because Jax texts Brittany and says, hope you put this on the show. You're so childish or something. So he can hear. Somehow he either has the Ring camera's audio on or he has audio devices hidden in the home so that he can hear what they're saying. He knew the producers were there even though she covered up the cameras and what they were saying. So either the sister's leaking information somehow or he has some audio devices, super creepy, super controlling, super abusive, super gross. And then now knowing that Brittany is spilling all the beans, which so glad she is, about Jackson, who he really is and what he's really doing to her and putting her and Cruz, what he's really putting her and Cruz through. All of a sudden, he calls his sister. It's like that old Rosie O'Donnell joke about O.J. Simpson when he gets in the Bronco. He's like, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. I want to go to Mexico. Like he wants out of, he wants to take like something happen to take the attention and news off of the fact that he's a garbage human being and what Brittany's saying. So now he's like, I'm having a heart attack. They're taking me to the hospital. And Brittany's like, what? I hope he's okay. It's like, who cares? Honestly, at this point, who cares if this man is okay? This man is a liar. This man is a fake. This man is a con artist. He's like that what's that guy's name? Bad Johnny? Dear Johnny? You guys know what I'm talking about? Bad Daddy, what was that show? And it was based on a true story of like a scammer. So all of a sudden he's hearing that all this information is coming out about him and the home being foreclosed and what a loser he is and the cameras and all that. And Brittany's covering the cameras and he's losing control. And he's like, I think I'm having a heart attack. Sir, if you were able to do that much coke for that long and you hadn't had a heart attack yet, you're fine. Go drink some water, take a nap, and go to therapy. And throw your phone away. Dirty John, that's what it is. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, she knew it was BS. And his sister's like, yeah, I guess they're taking the hospital right now. If that was my brother, I'd stop taking his calls. I'll be honest with you, I would. I would be like, you need to get your shit together. People like Jax, they need hard lines in the sand. All right? It needs to be intervention time with this family. Fuck you. Fuck off. Because all that's happening is Jax is ruining the future for his son, Cruz. He's just hurting his son and obviously hurting Brittany. So as the auntie, You need to step up. I'm just tell you that right now, Jenny, whatever your name is. I know it's not your fault, but I'm going to tell you that. You need to step up and cut his lying ass off. You should put your little nephew's feelings first. He's the true innocent in all this, and protect him. And you protecting your brother and taking all of his calls and listening to his bullshit and buying into any of it is only enabling him. Everyone right now who's taking calls from this man, believing his bullshit, not calling him out, not, setting their boundaries, is enabling him at this point. Like, he's a monster. And then you see sweet little Cruz running around the house, and Brittany's like, "It's okay, Cruzy, come here. It's okay." And this little boy, he's soaking all of this in. That is like the part that makes this show so shitty and hard to watch. The fact that there are real kids. I hate that they've included their kids on this show. I do not need to see their children. Again, I'll say that a million times. I don't need to see their small children. He is in such a toxic environment. And this poor little boy, that was so heartbreaking. And she's like, "Mommy's got you." And as much as I think, Britt is doing a great job, I'm just so worried about this kid with Jax for a dad and then having it all play out on television. It's horrible. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Kara says Jax will be the Golden Bachelor soon. Oh my God. They probably will reward him. They love to reward this asshole. They love it. She says, when you have a narc like Jax, you cut the family off too. Oh, good point. Yes. Men like him usually are enabled and defended by the women in their family. Yeah. And I think the sister, because how quickly the sister took the call, as much as Britt's like, "Oh, I love Jen." No, if Jenny is putting her brother and his abuse and that behavior above her nephew, then Jenny, or whatever the hell her name is part of the problem too. Because as an auntie myself, if my brother behaved this way, that would be the hardest line in the sand. No. Because my niece and nephew, they're innocent kids. I mean, shout out to my brother. My brother would never act this way. But I'm just saying, like, this is how it is with, alcoholic family dynamics as well. So they're so worried about Jax. He's fine. He's 50. He's partying and having sex with a big, huge tits. We're not worried about Jax. No one cares about Jax. No one cares if he's sober, not sober. Go away. Okay, we're worried about Cruz. We're worried about Brittany. We're worried about the safety of the people around him. We're not worried about him. He cut his mom out with zero remorse. Catherine, good point. Dreadful says, I hate that we see that. I hate it. We just don't need to. We know too much. It's 2025. We know all the nastiness that goes on and how children are abused in these situations. We don't need to see them. They don't need to be exploited. They can't consent to be on the show. They're too young. No. I do think seeing the reality of abuse, Jax getting paid for it is the issue, is a good thing. I do think seeing the reality of the abuse, Jax getting paid for it, is a good thing for people. It's one of those things society is so desensitized to. Ara Sally says, Jax pissed me off in the after show. Yeah, he's such a gaslighter. I haven't even finished the after show. I watched most of it and I was like, I did get a screenshot because you look horrible, Jax, by the way. You look disgusting. Your outside is matching your inside. There's not enough plastic surgery you can get, sir. And I know that's really all you care about, but there really is not enough. You look disgusting. Look at this man. You look like a clown, an ape, a chimpanzee, and that's an insult to all those things. You look horrible. And this is with a filter that they have on with the after show. You're bloated and gross and roided up. And there's not enough fake teeth and tan and nose jobs you can get to fix this kind of ugly on the inside and outside. Like, you're gross. For real. I Am Human says, shame on Bravo, shaking my head. It does, Grateful Little Farm. It breaks your heart for that sweet little baby boy. Yeah, leave the kids off the show. I think most of the Bravo fans would be like, we don't need to see this. We don't need to see this. Yeah, he's on roids. Like, he went from one addiction to the next. He's like, but it's healthy. No, sir. That's not how it works. Thanks, Kathleen. Kathleen says, "You're so fucking funny. You're so fucking funny, Kathleen." Yeah, you got thighs for arms, bro. This is red face from coke. You've ruined your nose. Like, gross. Hiding behind a fake sobriety and this mental health you don't really try to work on or help. Like, you're just hiding behind your son. You're hiding behind Brittany had sex with Julian. Yep, she did. Oh, he thinks he's like good looking and you're not, sir. You are not. April says, I concur. Leave the kids alone. Brian Scott says, I think Andy Cohen secretly loves. I do too. Planet of the Jax Souls, because they just find the worst men in the world. All men who aren't like this should be offended. Like, this is who you have representing men. Oh, Weg says, new meaning to Captain Morgan and like, he's just gross. He does look like the Joker. That's an insult to the Joker. And this is with a filter. This bro has a filter. This is the man that was sending around DMs to random like Bravo creators and bloggers and women. When they would compliment Brittany, he would DM them and go, she doesn't really look like that. Those are filters. This is the man who fat shamed his wife while she was pregnant. But you look like this? And you're a failure with no money and you can't pay your own bills and you have a bar in an alley that nobody goes to? That's in a tent? I mean, sir, we got to have some self-awareness here. You are a whole failure, yet you have all the judgment for people. Yeah, he's thinking he's season 1. Jax died a long time ago. He is dead and buried. That left with the cable knit sweater that hangs on Andy Cohen's wall. No. Krista says they are like, hey, do you hate women? Come on over. You could be a star on Bravo television. Oh, good. Brian says, get 200 likes. I will go to Jax's bar and clog the toilet. Yes, let's hit the 200 likes. We got 238 watching. We can do it. I want to see Brian. Well, I don't want to see you do it, but I want to know that you did it. HCMT said, watch Jax lie during interviews, and he pivots his lip service by gauging the reaction of the interviewer. Yeah. Jax, he's like a Ronnie. Just an abuser like Ronnie from Jersey Shore. Yep. Kristen says, my husband refuses to watch anything Bravo and will not let me talk to him about it at all because he does not stand for the abuse. But I said, it's comfortable for me because I'm used to it from my fam. Unfortunately, there's probably, a lot of us women that watch it that are like, yeah, it is too. It's, it's something that so many people have dealt with that you're like, oh yeah, it's sad to be like, well, that's a part of life because it shouldn't be. But yeah, that's how Chell is. Chell's like, I can't watch these people. They're garbage. And then I remind him, but you do watch certain sports and things where there are some garbage athletes. And he's like, that's true. That's true. So hit that like. Oh my goodness. You guys have some great comments going on in there. So after that scene, I was just like, oh, Jax, you monster. He's like, I'm going to have a heart attack. I was like, good. Bye. See you later. See you never. No one cares. See ya. Go get help. Go be well somewhere else. We don't care. Like, you're not going to have a heart attack. Okay, that's an insult to people who actually have heart attacks. He ran out of blow in rehab and he can't listen to what Brittany's saying. So he's like, I'm losing it. Let's see. Was there any other scene in this episode that we missed, you guys? I think that pretty much covered all of them. We didn't see a lot of Jesse. We only saw Michelle and Crazy Eyes at the beach. Kristen's just living her best life, throwing out this stuff about Janet and Jason, very emotional, very emo, and believing Jax. So Catherine said, my husband said, I'm in disbelief, but I said, no, you know now what women deal with. Yeah. Oh, the article. Yes, I haven't read it yet though, but I think it's the season 3. Let me pull it up. Is he? I don't know any updates about Ronnie. Redwell says at least Ronnie's taking his sobriety. I hope he is. Because he was a mess. Yeah, I just feel like we've had all these episodes without Jax. The part you can see, the part when we're like recapping and roasting the show, when it's not as fun for me anymore, is when I have to talk about this dipshit. That's when I'm like, ugh. I would have loved to just talk about the stupid stuff at the beach and Janet and Jasmine and Kristen and Zack and whatever he said to Jared. I would rather even talk about Scheana's anal hemorrhoids. I guess I don't have to say anal hemorrhoids because I think hemorrhoids are only in the anus, right? I don't know. I have to watch Scheana's advertisement for Preparation H again to to be educated. But that's how I feel like it's not fun. It's not like, when you're with Tom Sandoval and stuff, like he sucks, horrible. But there was still an element of fun in roasting him. It's not fun to roast or to have to watch or to have to comment on a legitimate abuser, like physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, and you're watching him get paid to abuse people and get a platform, and you're watching him continue to lie, gaslight. It's not fun. It sucks. Oh, when she told Jesse off last episode. Xtina Marie says, Lala telling Jesse off. She should have told someone off. That if that's your thing, you're gonna have to do it every episode now. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, he's dangerous. I see him and I'm like, it's only a matter of time before Jax, like, there's some, not that people haven't already been seriously hurt by this man, but I'm just hoping that. Uncle Sam, can you relook at his taxes? Because Brittany said in the after show, she still is paying for his taxes. Now, I don't think they're divorced yet. Hurry up, Britt. Get that divorce. But I don't know how, that works in California. If it's like, well, 50-50, that you got to keep paying for it. Mm-hmm. Like, they should all band together and say, we don't want Jax on the show. I guarantee you the ratings would not go down. If anything, the ratings would probably go up. Nobody wants to watch this. It's not fun. He's not fun. He's a loser. He's a boozer, a user, and a loser, and he's doing nothing to change himself, and he never will. He continues to just blame everyone else. Well, no one held me accountable. He's literally screaming it from the rooftop saying, people didn't hold, and no one's still holding him accountable, especially Bravo, the network, his friends, his family. So maybe try that. I mean, literally the abuser is saying, hold me accountable. I know he doesn't mean it, but do it. Hold him accountable. Get him out of here. All right, let me pull up that thing that Care Bear sent me. Where are my messages? Smash that like if you haven't already. You guys are wonderful. Let me just pull this up. I'm going to come back later for some Karen Reed trial updates. But he just puts me in yuck. I just feel like gross having to talk about him. I was telling my husband Chell about that. It's like, I hate it. I hate even having to just because I think the hardest part is knowing that nothing is changing and that this man is just making more money and getting more opportunity behaving this way. So that's the part that is just the most disgusting, that we're seeing no change and he won't change and he's only getting worse and they're only making more excuses for him. Okay. Link. I hate that that Instagram can't just give you links. It's like link in bio. No, let people post links on their post so we can take a look at this. Okay, so Reality Blurb is reporting that the Valley Season 3 cast shakeup is revealed. Oh, please tell me they're getting rid of Jax. That would be so great, but I feel like that would have been a huge news story that we would have all heard about. But let's take a look. Find out who's safe and who isn't. Plus, Tom Schwartz and Sandoval are interviewed as lingering tensions leave producers concerned. What? We do not need Sandoval on the show. Stop it. Stop. Dolores says Jax put up an IG story that says is going to protect his mental health and well-being, staying away from social media, and that his team is going to run it for him. Shut up. What a fucking loser. Protect your mental health while you are literally out here terrorizing people. Your wife, your son, your family, your friends. What an idiot. He's so weak. He's getting some pushback because they really thought they were going to get ahead of this and that we were all just going to be like, oh yeah, go Jax. This was a year ago. He's doing so much better. And we were like, no, we're not stupid. He's a fucking monster. He's a loser. He's an abuser. He needs to be called out on all of his bullshit. And we don't support it. And he sucks. And Team Brittany, even if you don't like Brittany, Team Brittany on this one. And now he's like, I don't like it. They're hurting my feelings. Bro, I'll hurt your feelings every day. I hate dudes like this. Okay. So, who's safe and who isn't? Plus, Tom Schwartz is, now he's probably going to be like, people are bullying me. Shut up. You're 60. You can't get bullied. And Sandoval are interviewed as lingering tensions, blah, blah, blah. The Valley could reportedly undergo some major changes. This is according to realityblurb.com to its cast ahead of its upcoming third season. As season 2 continues to follow the contentious divorces of Jack's abusive asshole Taylor, 67 years old, and Brittany Cartwright, 36, and Jessie Lawley, 45, and Michelle Sinai, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, 36. Bravo and its producers are said to be casting amid concerns of lingering tensions among the cast, including Janet Caperna, 35, who is having issues with everyone. The Valley is casting, a source told OK Magazine on June 4th. The reason they're casting is because they don't want the show to end up like Vanderpump Rules. Oh, yeah. Where you have the cast, you have a cast that won't film with each other, right? Okay, here's the thing about that, though. It wasn't that the cast wouldn't film with each other. It's that the producers and the show itself wouldn't allow what would happen naturally in life to happen on the show. With that kind of betrayal, with Tom Sandoval and Rachel Raquel, it was going to take people time before they could just be like, yeah, have Sandoval around. They didn't. They wanted everyone to just be like, big deal and get over it, and then just put Tom Sandoval right back into the same place he was. And they didn't want to have him do any of the work. They didn't want to have him be on the outs at all. They wanted to just push him into Ariana's face, into everybody's face, and down our throats. And we were like, this isn't natural. And then trying to talk the other people on the cast into, filming with him, befriending him, rather than him having consequences for his real life bad behavior. Because in real life, when we fuck up and we treat people badly, there are consequences for that. People doesn't just come back around. And it would have been really more interesting to see if Sandoval could get his way back into the group and if he could change, if he could be a better person, but they didn't allow that. Instead, they tried to push false narratives and be like, just let him in. Ariana's being difficult. They tried to, again, trick us to get us thinking that we're so stupid, that the women and the men that watch this network, we're so dumb that we're going to just blame, we're all just going to turn blaming Ariana, the one that was cheated on, the one that, was treated like shit, that we were going to go, yeah, she is difficult. Yeah, Lala and them are right. Yeah, justice for Tom Sandoval. We're like, no, bitch, no. And it wasn't believable because we were all like, well, Scheana is her girlfriend. And if that is her good girlfriend, she would not be worried about ever being friends with Tom Sandoval again. She just wouldn't. If your girlfriend is treated that poorly by a guy, you never want to talk to him again. You won't catch me talking to any dude that has done any of my girlfriends wrong ever again. You will catch me wishing the worst things in the world to happen to them and only them. I will keep that shit with me. I will forget they exist because I'm an Aquarius, but I will also, in my Scorpio moon or whatever, remember what they did and always wish them harm. Like that. And that is what good girlfriends do. Okay? I can name off, I won't, men right now that have wronged good girlfriends of mine that I'm like, ooh, that motherfucker, I hope he is somewhere digging his own grave. That's what good girlfriends do. We don't go, I should talk to him. Even if you're on a reality show, it doesn't make sense. It comes off disingenuous and like you are a bad friend. Dads, don't catch a case. I'm about to catch a case. But that's like the justice in me too. Like, what did you try to do to me? I've literally had one of my friend's ex-boyfriends tell me at a high school reunion, you left the meanest voicemail to me that I've ever had in my life. And I said, good. And he wanted an apology. I was like, are you crazy? Are you a crazy person? I will never apologize to you. You treated my friend like dirt, like garbage. So whatever I said then stands now. And I don't remember. I was probably drunk. But it stands now. I'll hate you forever and ever. Amen. Mostly I don't care about you, but I also don't wish you well. Goodbye. Like, no. So I'm going to, what? But that's the kind of, kind of guy like the Jax and the Sandoval's are. But you said mean stuff. Yeah, and you did shitty stuff. So you can't take my words. Imagine how the woman you treated so poorly feels by the actions you did. Those were just words. And maybe they hurt so badly because they're fucking true. And maybe you should think about that and those words every time you want to treat another woman like that. I don't know. Just a thought. But I digress, you guys. I digress. Don't get on my bad side. Okay. So Janet might be on the cutting room floor, I guess, because they don't want Vanderpump Rules to happen. If you don't want what happened to Vanderpump Rules to happen, then fire Alex Baskin-Robbins and Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. Right? Hire some women. Just an idea. Right now, you have Jax Taylor and Brittany who are going through a bitter divorce. Easy fix. Hire me. Fire Jax. There you go. Not to be on the show, but hire me as I can come in as a consultant and go get rid of Jax. That problem is solved. I already solved that problem for them. Let's see. Jesse, Lolly, and Michelle who are going through a brutal split. Jesse doesn't mind his P's and Q's. You can fire him too. Nobody cares. It wouldn't make sense for any of these estranged couples to go on trips together or spend time together going forward. So get rid of them. I'm sure Michelle's got crazy eyes. I'm sure he's going to be very entertaining. And then Brittany seems like she's already meeting people. So don't really need Jesse. Don't really need Jax. I don't know. I'm not really attached to Jesse. Only known him one season. Not that impressed. And Jax, I've seen too much. I've seen enough. So no thanks. We can get rid of them. I solved that problem. That was easy. I feel like we can fix this network. All right. And then, okay, so we solved that problem. We keep Michelle. We keep Brittany. If Jesse can come back, but only if he minds his P's and Q's. No more calling her a hooker and shit. You can still not like each other, but calm it down. They're confused where they go from here. The insider added, confirming that their efforts to find new people had nothing to do with ratings. Are the ratings bad? I haven't even checked. In addition, Nia, 35, and Danny, 41. Jesse is said to be safe from potential. So Nia's safe, Danny's safe, and Jesse's safe from a potential firing, as is Kristen, obviously. She's the star of the show, and her fiance, Luke, obviously. Jesse is not at risk for getting cut, the source shared. Kristen, Doute, and Luke Broderick are also safe, as are Danny and Nia. Okay, figured. As for who could get cut, the insider revealed that production isn't sure if Jax and Brittany will be brought back. I would bring back Brittany, and I would not bring back Jax. Jax should be fired yesterday. We don't need him. We do not need him. And just bring back Brittany because she has to pay these bills that Jax has been delinquent on. And it would really piss him off. And who doesn't want to piss Jax off? By the way, smash that like because you know Jax is watching. Hi, Jax, you suck. And let's see. With Janet feuding with almost everyone on the cast, she's losing ground with them, and that's a clear problem. I don't know, because Michelle is really good friends with her. Brittany's still really good friends with her, which could result in her also not returning, they explained. They're looking at all options for casting. I don't think they need to get rid of Janet yet. I think every show needs a villain. And if she's going to be the villain in this friend group, you still have people. I mean, even Jasmine on the after show was saying that she still kind of wants to fix things with Janet, and they have, I think, hung out. Her and Janet and Michelle are really close. Janet and Brittany are still really close. So I understand like the fans aren't really feeling Janet. So maybe that's the reason. If that's the case, then fire Jax. You can't fire Janet before you fire Jax. That's ridiculous. Okay, so if Bravo and its producers opt to get rid of some of the current cast of The Valley, fans could see some familiar faces. We know you're already getting, Boomerang Wiener Brock and Hemorrhoid Scheana, and scroll on your phone and look uninterested Lala. We know. It's only a matter of time until White Boy Dread shows up at a barbecue. So we could see some familiar faces and a controversial ex added to the group. We don't need Sandoval. Please, dear Lord God. But I think they will bring Sandoval back because he did well on The Traitors. People were like, he's funny. And now he's on House of Villains. Did you guys see that? He's on the next season of House of Villains. So I get that's what Sandoval has to do his whole life now. He's on that villain track. Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz have been interviewed. Tom Schwartz is so boring. He is so boring. He puts me to sleep. He's a wet blanket. He doesn't stand by anything he says, doesn't mean anything he says. No, thank you. Bring him back on with Joe Wenberg, and it'll be the Joe will have her her stalking him, maybe? Could that be? No, okay. They also have talked to Ariana Maddox's brother, Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy. Wasn't he abusive to ladies? Wasn't that the thing? Didn't something go down with him? Ariana doesn't even talk to Jeremy. You're just going to replace toxic dudes with toxic dudes. She don't even talk to her brother. He's creepy. Oh my God. I'm going to jump in the chat here in a minute because I want to see what you guys are saying after all this. So they're talking about Jeremy Maddox. I didn't even like him when he was on Vanderpump Rules. He's weird. No. He's like one of those cult leaders. He's the type of person that would lead what are those called when you pyramid schemes? He's going to pyramid scheme us. He looks like the personification of a pyramid scheme. No offense, all offense, Jeremy Maddox. There's also a possibility Michelle's boyfriend, Aaron. His name's Aaron. Thank you. You guys told me that in the chat, and I just remembered again. Not crazy eyes. Aaron Nosler. Michelle's boyfriend, Aaron Nosler's ex-girlfriend could join the cast. Okay. I'll take her right now. I'll take her tomorrow. Let's see what she's got. And Jesse's new girlfriend, Lacy Nicole, is also a contender. I thought she didn't want any part of this. We'll see. Jasmine Good and Zack Wickman were not mentioned in the report. I don't think they're going to get rid of Zack. And I doubt, why would they get rid of Jasmine? All right. So I think I just solved the problem. Get rid of Jax for sure. You can get rid of Jesse. Maybe give him one more season. If he keeps acting up, beat it, nerd. Nobody cares. Don't have a storyline. Get out of here. Because if Michelle's bringing in Crazy Eyes, we'll see what he can bring. Probably nothing. But we'll give him a one season. He could be a one-season wonder. And if his girlfriend's showing up, she's probably got some stories to tell about the bad honey. We'll take it. And I'd say don't fire Janet yet. I don't see that Janet has done anything worth. If we didn't fire Jax, we can't fire Janet. All right, I'm jumping into this chat because I know you guys have some opinions. Stacy said the controversial ex is No Neck Randall. You lie, Stacy. You lie. What? Are you joking? That would be disgusting. Randall Emmett having to watch him. Ugh. Twisted said, okay, Baskin, abusive Jackson, manipulative Jesse are okay, but Janet's got to go. Yeah, okay. Kristen says, I will not support Tom in any way. No, Tom sucks. Bree says, IDK if anyone pointed it out yet, but that scene where Janet and Jason spoke to Jax was super edited. Yes, we talked about that because I saw it on Instagram. There was a creator that pointed that out. Someone said TT showed, yes, Jason's phone switching from an iPhone to an Android during the convo. Very weird. It could be one of those things where they have to go back and refilm something. Just annoying. Just annoying. Max says, I think Janet is pretty, but not her personality. Brian says, Lala thinks coming back as some sage of wisdom to tell people who are her age, some guy. She tried that before, right when Lala got sober. She was like, I have all the answers. Remember when, and she was still with No Neck Randall and her life was a mess, but she was out here giving people advice. Like she knew better and judging people. And that's when Ariana put her in her place. That was one of my favorite scenes. I was like, and Lala's like, oh, bitch, I gotta go. I don't drink alcohol anymore and I don't wear mascara. Clearly, I have like a more profound sense of what life is, bitch. So I was like, whatever. My man. I remember that, Lala. She was insufferable. William says Jeremy doesn't even talk to Jeremy. Is he a felon? April says another felon, not another felon. Sandy says Jeremy was arrested for having a suitcase full of weed out of Florida. Oh, yes. Didn't his mom get him out of that or something? Mallory said MLMs, LOL. He's trying to sell me energy. Yes, he's that type. He's that type. I thought he was selling weed out of his apartment. He's living in Tom Sandoval and Ariana's old apartment. He tried to smuggle 100 pounds of weed out. Like, what an idiot. What? He was always a dummy box of rocks, that one. Honey Boy Aaron. I think there's more of a story maybe there with Honey Boy Crazy Eyes Aaron. We'll see. We'll see. He's creepy. Zack brings comedic relief. He does. Araceli, I agree with you. I don't think they're going to get rid of Zack. That would be ridiculous. That would be ridiculous. Dreadful says, Jesse's girlfriend seems interesting. I read her story. Yes, I heard about her story. She does seem very interesting. She was kidnapped and she survived. And I think that made me kind of, just the little bit I did read of it made me like, oh, that could be why she doesn't want to be talked about, or why that could be like triggering for her. So hopefully after the ladies read that story, they show her a little bit of grace there. Because at first I was like, who is this chick coming in just giving cease and desist, But also, like, maybe don't date Jesse because he's on a reality show. So, HCMT says, Jeremy, the drug smuggler, Lala's bro, white boy dreads. Oh, I'll take white boy dreads over drug smuggler, honestly. We do not need drug smuggler. Yeah, me and my man. Whatever, Lala, whatever. Mallory says his mom wrote a character letter for him. Oh, his poor mother. His poor mom. I think it was a situation, Janine, where it was like, I think she was driving in a car, if I remember it correctly, and there was like an accident or something, but it was possible traffickers trying to cause like small accidents. So the women pull over on the side of the road and then they kidnap them. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know if I'm, let me just look it up real quick. So I'm like, you have the computer right in front of you, Jolene. So you don't have to give out misinformation. Jesse Lally, girlfriend kidnapping. It was something crazy that she survived and helped her be victorious in life. And she did an interview with People. And she launched the Shame to Sparkle Foundation and podcast to help women manage their trauma. I mean, she seems pretty great just by reading that stuff. Telling people it's a scary existence without the proper tools. So, well, tell us her name. Lacy Nicole. And she was kidnapped with her best friend in her 20s. She launched the Shame to Sparkle Foundation and an accompanying podcast to help other women dealing with trauma and PTSD. The podcast host tells people she hopes Shame to Sparkle helps women shine the way you were supposed to and release the shame associated with their traumatic experiences. So she previously declined to film for an array of, she said, her own personal reasons, she told People magazine, but she's very proud of them. She's 34 years old. And she told People this during Mental Health Awareness Month. It takes a lot of gumption to put yourself out there and show these moments. Last year, when they so graciously invited me to film, I don't think I was there emotionally with my own mental health. So maybe just at that time. Mental health and healing has been a priority for Lacy since she was kidnapped with her best friend one night after being followed in her early 20s. It was a horrific crime, Lacy says. We were taken by a gang of men, and the charges included human trafficking and kidnapping. I mean, what? I can't even put to words what a nightmare of an experience. Horrible. So we were taken by a gang of men, and the charges included human trafficking and kidnapping with the intent of sodomy and rape, assault with a deadly pew, burglary, carjacking, theft. There are 22 charges. When you're in your early 20s, you don't necessarily have a literature on how to handle trauma. I just swallowed it and became very unwell. Oh my gosh, I bet. Lacy says she developed 7 autoimmune diseases. This reminds me a lot of Michaela on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives and all the trauma she had and the autoimmune diseases and things that illnesses that she goes through. Because, they say you can push it down, but your body always reacts. The body will tell. And was on a plethora of medications to help her exist after spending one night in captivity, but doctors were really not getting to the root of the problems. Lacy proceeded to testify in court in relation to her kidnapping, an experience she found to be worse than the crime. And that you hear that from so many victims or so many survivors of having to like testify and go through that experience. Is just horrible. So she said, it's the after effects that kind of boggle you, she says, but the testimony is when I really decided to start learning about why I was so unwell. The podcast host started going to what she describes as an EMDR module talk therapy, which she says was so beneficial initially, but almost started to re-traumatize me over time. For me, it was really inner child work. I've heard so many good things about this inner child work. I might have to try it, which is another cliche in our society now. Lacy continues, but revisiting the building blocks that made me into who I am today, writing letters to younger me and grabbing my hand, even grabbing 20-year-old me that night and saying, you're okay. Oh my God, it's gonna make me cry. You're safe. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel seen. You can validate yourself, was a huge one for me. When you don't have those tools, it's a scary existence because you're seeking validation from outside sources. Lacy learned that she struggles with PTSD, which she still manages today. I'm terrified to go to movie theaters. She shares ahead of June's PTSD Awareness Month. Something about it triggers my PTSD. I try my hardest just to avoid them. At this point, if it's been 8 years and I'm still terrified to sit in a theater, I politely decline. That's why I always say healing isn't linear. Oh, that's so true. Lacy leaned on her best friend with whom she experienced the kidnapping in its aftermath. I call her my earth angel, she says. She was so structured and so strong, and it wasn't until years later she kind of had these effects. I was quite the opposite. She's really given me the okay with her permission to share my experiences and use them to help others, even if her healing wasn't necessarily linear to my healing. She also relies on prayer and journaling to process those deep emotions. I really do practice the art of self-validation because as much as it's so easy for an external source to validate me, when you're in a dark time and you can really validate yourself and your experience, I think it's a beautiful release. This woman is lovely. She names welcoming her daughter now, almost 4, as a particularly pivotal moment in her healing journey. Physicians told me I had a 0% chance to ever become pregnant naturally. I was so devastated and heartbroken, Lacy shares. Becoming a mom was a full circle moment of, in a unique way, you get to kind of reparent yourself through another set of eyes, really showing the strength of work and inner healing work and trauma work. Trauma impacts the body. The body keeps score. Yes, that's a book, right? But when we can heal it, I think miraculous miracles can happen. Lacy has since launched her Shame to Sparkle Foundation and its companion podcast, which focus on providing resources to women who have had similar experience to her. My whole life, I love to sparkle. I think that can often be misconstrued, or as Jax Taylor would say, misconstrued as being tacky or over the top. But to me, sparkling is going back to that version of you that came to this world absolutely perfect, Lacy says. It's being able to take that shame and shine the way you were meant to at your core. Being a victim of a crime really does give us an opportunity to be victorious in our life and to say, what is the universe teaching me on how I can help others? Lacy says Lolly 45 has been supportive of her foundation and comes to events for it. He's great, she gushes. Oh, I think you deserve better, but okay. If you're happy. She and Lolly started out as friends whose children were also friends, and then became a kind of confidant for her as they both went through their separation. Lacy hopes sharing her story gives context to what viewers have seen play out on the Valley. I don't have any issue with anyone filming, she says. You sign up for it if you're dating someone on TV, and I respect that. It's anything to do with my safety. I will always set that boundary. Because of the past, Lacy feels like she can handle any blowback she receives on or off screen. I've been dragged to the mud I've been cross-examined for years and I am human, she says. When everyone makes fun of my face on Instagram, who made fun of her face? And on the show, of course, it hurts my feelings, but I can handle it. But I was violently attacked, so I'm really proud of where I've come. That lady has quite the story. Right? Mallory says, Jesse sucks so bad. He does not deserve someone as emotionally aware and intelligent as she seems to be. You know, it seems like she's done a lot of work and continues to do a lot of work. And since Jesse's someone who doesn't, he just does, what do you do? Not ketamine. He did ashwagandha. No, what is that called? Where you cry and shit yourself and throw up. He did that. She'll probably wake up one day and realize like, oh, okay, this was fun in the beginning, but he's not as emotionally mature and evolved as I need him to be. Ayahuasca. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, it's Chell in the chat. I didn't see him. I was busy reading. Hello, hi, my husband, Chell RN. Hello. Let's see. Kristen says, unfortunately, Jesse is probably her trauma soft spot, but she's attracted to him. Oh, no. Yeah, the good old Shep ayahuasca. Naomi says, I don't think Jesse's that bad. I think they both were wrong in that marriage. Krista says, oh, I already read that one. Sorry. Catherine says, I got sick in all female areas, PCOS, endometriosis, and it's not a coincidence. Yeah, the body always reacts. It's crazy, right? Catherine says, OMG, poor woman. Okay, it's Jesse. I have PTSD and it's absolutely manifesting, into health stuff. That's just so scary. Hi, my husband, Chow. I found your comments. Says, Jax, you need to unblock my wife so she can continue to make fun of you. Oh, you know, he's that type that they find out, they find you and block you and they see what you're putting out into the world, but they can't help but watch the bad things about themselves because they know it's true. So yeah, but listen to my husband. Yeah. You don't want to mess with me, my husband. Okay, you loser. Evelyn says, after trauma, the body can go into protection mode and get stuck in fight, flight, freeze with lots of symptoms and healing. Trauma is helping the body getting out of a body stuck in survival states. That was like, oh God, I was getting emotional on that one because to go through something like that and, take that and think of what you can then do to, help yourself, but also how your story and what you went through and what the universe, like she said, is telling you and how to help other people. That's something that a lot of these losers on this show, they don't think like that. Yes, my husband has fight or eat mode. Don't even get him into either of those because he's really strong. Yeah, me too. We will fight or eat Jax Taylor any day. Loser. Mallory says Jesse is much more socially aware of his behavior, unlike Jax, who doesn't give a shit. Jax is just horrible. Not a tooth necklace. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. Oh my God. Yes, old spirit art, 248, 249 in the chat, only 178 likes. We could do better. Hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel and it feels nice. And it pisses off the evil Bravo dudes. So, is there only one more episode this season, Osfly Girl? I don't even know. I just watched the most recent episode of The Valley today before I went live. Because I was just like, I saw some clips of Jax. I was like, yuck. Krista says, I learned that fight or flight isn't really where everyone is. The nervous system is fascinating. Very fascinating. Highly looking up. Okay. Cho, did he ask what's for dinner for real? I was like, he would never usually ask me that. I could try to cook something, Chell, for when you get off work. I could try. Or I could just order out, which I'm really good at. Yeah, I thought they just released the mid-season trip. Yeah, I think they did. So I think we have more episodes. There he is. What's for dinner? I'll have to think about it. Okay, thank you. Dreadful says season 1 had 12 episodes. So if we're on 8, so we have some more. Yes. Chell, I'm gonna make you Scheana's enchiladas. Chell would he would not like that. He would not like that. Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. I'll look it up. Ventral vagal nervous system. Okay. Ventral vagal nervous system. All right, I gotta take these doogies out. They're like, Mom, let's go. Kraft mac and cheese, Chell. Ramen. Mm-hmm. You say that's what I call my boobs. Oh, goodness. No, it's not wrong to think about dinner all the time. I think about food a lot. It's one of my favorite things to think about. All right. You guys are all wonderful, beautiful pumpkin spice babies, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Shout out to my super chatters today, Christina and Silly Goose. Shout out to everyone who joined in the live chat. Make sure you smash that like, leave a comment after the video posts. And if you're on the replay crew, don't forget to drop your disco ball emoji. So I know you're part of the replay crew. Come back later. I'm probably going to move the Karen Reed stream back maybe to 5 my time if you want to come over for some law and levity with the Karen Reed trial. If you're following that as closely as I am, crazy that is. We are now on the defense presenting their case, and Karen Reed herself said she thinks they'll be done by Tuesday. I'm like, what? Tuesday? This coming Tuesday? I don't know. But we will see you guys again. Thank you so much. And always remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.